Hello everyone! Our island has gotten pretty bald. There used to be a forest here, I took it all down. As I want to upgrade our sails, helm, as well as map location. And I think the easiest way to do that is just to destroy everything. So now we're working with a clean slate. So what I have in mind is we of course need a gate that goes for here. But I want a small building that can house the map, as well as the sails on top. Then I want to make something that kind of goes over this section slightly, and that's where the helm is going to be. So let's start with this gate idea. So what I want from this is, if you remember a while back, we visited an island, and there was this really cool arch, and I want to recreate that arch. Now, it sounded pretty easy, but it seems like it's going to be a lot tougher than I thought it was. It also doesn't really help that this gate, or this path, is in kind of an annoying position. So there's going to be a bit of fiddling around. Okay, this is kind of the issue. From this side, it looks alright. It looks a little weird. From this side, you can see why, because it is completely crooked. I've also just noticed you can build on top of these. That might actually help me align this a bit faster. Will that work? Hell yeah, that makes it so much easier. I'll remove those pieces. Now the only issue is we're gonna need this pillar up against it, and that doesn't really like to snap. Are there any blocks that it snaps to? I guess manual mode snaps it to the walls. It also technically snaps it to these. I mean, I guess I could do it like that. We snap a small piece to it, and then put the big piece with automatic snapping underneath. That was actually a lot less of a pain than I expected it would be. That is really surprising. Alright, now we need to figure out the helm situation. I don't want to go out that far. This is already a lot bigger than it used to be, which I'm not really a big fan of, so I'm gonna strip it back here again. Because this is primarily just going to be the helm itself. Maybe I do want to have it slightly farther back, just so we don't have this right here. So then it'd be something like this. Alright, then we ended up with something that looks like this after I place in the unfinished walls. The annoying part is now that I have to be careful not to hammer these, which is going to be difficult, and it will probably happen. Next up, I want to make it look like it's floating a little less by adding some structural beams. I don't think we can have that all the way down. Well, if I go very carefully, it seems like I could, up until this part. That's fine, we just switch to a smaller beam, and then it goes up to that part, but I think that should be fine. Alright, I think that looks good. It looks a lot more supported. The middle doesn't really, but the beams don't like to place properly on these cliffs, so I can't really do much about that. Now what we have to do, of course, is place in all the fences, as well as some stairs. I'm thinking of having two different entrances. This part can go directly into the house. So actually, I might just remove that altogether. We might link this up with it. And this is where the actual helm goes, and potentially some other things. This is where the map is going to be, then the path is going to have to go around it. So let's see, how will we do this? Well, let's first work on the structure, and to make sure it lines up somewhat, I will have a floor here. And we just try work it in like so. Now the question is, of course, how big do I want this? And also, where is the other gate going to be? I don't need it to be that large. Alright, so this is how the path is gonna be. That doesn't give us a lot of space for the map, though, which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, there's a lot of space on this side. I mean, might be too much space, honestly. Yeah, that's a lot more manageable. And then I can have... Oh, maybe it isn't as much as I thought. You know, maybe this entire staircase idea just has to be changed up. Problem is, I don't really like this look either. It's way too bulky. You know, I will admit, this is giving me a lot more trouble than I thought it would. I think it's just the main issue of trying to fit this thing in here. It is so massive. It is hard to properly put somewhere. Like, it could technically fit here. But it doesn't really look that great. So I'm thinking of just moving that to the top floor. That way we don't have this path in the way, so we have a lot more space. Well, we can just squeeze through here. Nice. Alright, now the fun part is gonna be fitting in all of this. Especially on this side right here. Because the wall isn't really built that great. Well, not for this anyway. Right, we also still have the gates. It needs to be a lot taller. And this turned into a lot more of a struggle than I initially anticipated. Alright, this does work a bit better though. I don't think we can use the entirety of the upstairs here. Just due to the way it is constructed down below. I kinda made it look very messy. Right, the second floor's in. Now this top part also has to be open, because this is where the sills are going to be. Oh yikes, this front bit looks so awful. That definitely has to be fixed. Alright, I think that looks way better. I did have to use the bigger walls. However, we could actually just put in a tiny window. I guess it's very low. Alright, to save myself the headache on this part, I'm just gonna put in a bit of a wall here. And I might just smash out this as well. Or replace it with half walls. Which I think looks a bit better as well. Alright, now we have this giant open space up here. I still don't have access to the shingles. So we'll have to place a regular roof on this. Alright, it has a little roof on it. So this is where the map is going to go, as well as the sails. So map can go in the middle. And actually walk around it, which is pretty good. The sails, though. I was planning on just putting them up there, but that wouldn't make much sense, as you can see. I don't think the customs will work there either. I mean, we can expand how big they are. Yeah, I think we'd have to do something like that. It feels really off, though, on this bit. Maybe my idea here wasn't that great. We could always try put them on the beams, of course. It doesn't actually look as weird as I thought it would. Alright, I think now is the time to just go around, knock out a few walls, get some windows in, and get some decorative pieces down. I really like this idea with the fences in the window frames that we saw on that one island as well. Alright, well, to make things easier, let's connect up the path first, because I need an easy job after an hour fiddling. There we go, our path has been linked up. I also want to link it up to this part here. I'm just going to add some stairs so that it looks a little more natural. Yeah, there you go. You can either walk around, or you can walk directly to the helm. And I think I'm going to work on this area first. Now, obviously, we wouldn't have much here. I've also found the recipe for these things. They look really nice. I might just add them. I finally have a use for all these moon blooms that I kept finding. Alright, with that, I think the helm part is done. It looks really nice. I even placed some stuff outside. We got the storm chaser here, in case we need it. Got a little seating area, for when we can relax. And of course, we can use the helm whenever we want. Alright, I started working on the bottom side of the gatehouse. I don't think we can put anything else here, because it looks very crowded otherwise, and I want to have this path pretty open to just walk around. The only thing I could think of is placing now maybe more wall decorations. To more consistently be able to do stuff like that, though, I really need to keep an eye out on these sheep more often and shear them. Well, that's the only one I can place for now, but it looks pretty nice around here. Now to the upper floor. I don't think we want much here, and I'm not just saying that because I'm running out of literally everything. It is so bad that I can't even place anything on this table because we don't have anything for it. Right, I decided to open this area up again. I just placed a wooden fence around here, which breaks it up a little as well, but it also fits nicer. That does mean I need more decoration, no? Alright, I think with that I've come to the end of what I can place. I think it looks nice. There's just one thing that bothers me to no end, but I sadly don't think we can change that, because it is the roof. I think it's too steep, but there aren't really smaller inclines than this unless we have to do it, unless we get it all flat, which I don't want either. So sadly I think we have to live with this. But yeah, this looks really nice. We can walk down here. There's this little section. We can go out here to the main gates. We can walk downstairs to our research lab. We still have to do something here, and I do have an idea for that. Then we can go out here. We also need some stuff here. I do have multiple ideas of what I want to do out here. And then the helm, of course. And that looks really nice. Man, we really have to do something about our actual home. I've been moving all the stuff out slowly because we've been making other locations for them. And it's looking barren as hell. I mean, this sheep's have a more decorated barn than my house is. I'm so happy with this area now. We just have to work slightly around it still, but we almost have the entire island finished. There's so little spaces left, like this area right here. We might tackle this in the next episode. Together with this island, of course. That's right, if we look on the map, that is the last... Well, not really the last, there's one more, actually. But this is one of the question mark islands, one of the big ones. And that is the last one over there. Afterwards, we just have random islands to explore. That doesn't mean we're anywhere near done yet, though. There's still a lot to do on the island. Like I said, I have multiple ideas for this place. I have an idea for down there. We still have that to go. As well, now that we have access to stone, I would like to give our main house a bit of an upgrade at some point. I want to change out the foundation to stone walls. So it's not going to be something major. And then eventually when I can make planks, I want to have the roof turn into the shingles. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. And I see you all on the next one. Bye everyone.